Okay, now we're live. I was talking, thinking that we were live. Family, we have a fantastic show for you tonight. A fantastic presentation from two masters, uh, Dr. Love and Baba Roots Pearson. However, before we start the show, we got to do our opening invocation and then we shall proceed. So, without further ado, let's bring on Baraka.
Putting out a call to the warrior in you, to the healer in you, the king, the queen, the magician, the lover in you. Every single day, we are called to walk in our purpose. Answer the call. Lay down your burden and anything that holds you back and take your rightful place. The battle is everywhere. It's right in your face. Let's go.
Welcome to Magnets, Crystals, and Pyramids. Success is your destiny. Yes. Love, wisdom, power. Remember, always who you are. Yes. Yes. I am love, wisdom, power. Yes. Yes. I am love, yes, power. Yes. I am love, yes. I am love, wisdom, power. Yes. Yes. I am love, wisdom, power. Master. Yes. I am. Yes. Love, wisdom, power. Yes. I am. Say yes to yourself. Yes. I am protected. Yes. Yes. I am. Master. I am relaxed.
Okay, let's do our invocation of our I am dominion. I am in me. I am in Brother Laji, who will be joining us shortly. I am within Dr. Love. I am within Baba Roots Pearson. I am within you, the listening audience, now and in the future. Thank you for being born, my brothers and sisters. Thank you for being alive. You already hit lotto if you've incarnated at this time. Thank you for surviving the airport tuck and roll of adolescence. And we collectively and individually wish, in the spirit of Ubuntu, that all of us fulfill our divine destiny, what we were born to do. The two most important dates are the date that you physically incarnated and the date that you realized what your mission is in this incarnation. So, as we bring our awareness to the past, because we are energy from eternity, we say to our past lives, like countless waves in the sea, yes, I am forgiving everybody from my past lives. And I ask that everybody forgive me. And most of all, I forgive myself. And as we peel the heel of our consciousness into the here and now and the unlimited future possibilities, we say, yes, I am forgiving all future possibilities, everybody from my unlimited timelines and everybody in this present time. And I ask that everyone forgive me so that we may rise into our divine ecstasy. And most of all, I forgive myself because I realize, we realize, collectively, we actualize mastering this dense dream reality so that we can fulfill our purpose each and every day in every way. And we ask for the assistance, Yeshua, to be present on this show. Thank you, and we invite you. Your feminine counterpart, Mary of Magdalene, we thank you and invite you. Black Madonna, Mother Mary, we thank you and invite you. Gatekeeper of Mount Shasta, gate into the hollow earth, where you and I and Dr. Love and Baba Roots Pearson would live 1,500 years in the earth's interior versus the rooftop that we're experiencing now. We are calling on the latest Christ born in the Congo, Simeon Toko. Sheikh Amadou Bamba founded the city of Tuba. We thank you and invite you to be on the platform. Angel of Protection, Archangel Michael, we thank you and invite you to protect our family, friends, and loved ones, our children, grandchildren, nieces and nephews, aunties and uncles, brothers and sisters. We thank you and invite you, Archangel Michael. Nikolai Tesla, we thank you and invite you. Sanat Kumara, we thank you and invite you. Enoch the Ethiopian, who ascended into the heavens and became Metatron, we thank you and invite you. We thank and invite all the Jedi warriors, activists who serve the rhythm of love's heartbeat. Marcus Mosea Garvey, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, Honorable Elijah Muhammad, El Haj Malik El Shabazz, Nat Turner, John Brown, Harriet Tubman, Mary McLeod Bethune, Shroom Master, Dr. George Washington Carver, Shroom Master, Dr. Sabi, Shroom Master, Kalindi Ayi, South African Zulu Shaman, Credo Mutwa. We thank Chief Geronimo, Chief Osceola, Chief Crazy Horse, Chief Sitting Bull, Chief Seattle. We thank all the healing warrior shamans and the ones that we're giving flowers to in the now incarnation. And we say together, Ashe, Aho. Oh, wait a second. Lady Buddha, Buddha, Lady Krishna, Krishna. And we, White Buffalo Calf Woman, Quetzalcoatl, Tahuti, Rata. We thank and invite. With that being said, we say Ashe, Aho, Donada Wado, Amen, Amen. So let it be spoken, so let it be done. Put in the comments what part of the world you are listening from, family. The house is getting filled, and I want to bring on Dr. Love. Dr. Love, I want to thank you for being present tonight. Let me put the around. I talked with you earlier today, and I want to put up your banner because you had some good information. Listen, family, we got a crisis, a health crisis, stress elements. Dr. Love, make that gong sing, brother. Wow. Wow.
Wow. That's pretty amazing, right?
Yeah, man, that resonance is we're gonna bring on Baba Pearson after he finished Din Din because he's taking his time with the chum chewing. So right now, go.
Here we go.
Wow. Ashe, aho. Oh man, that sounds pretty good, Doc. Wow. What kind of flute was that?
That's a Native American flute. It's got a hawk.
Ooh. That's cool.
Yeah.
Hey, do you have that other flute around? The one that has the what is it called? I forgot the name of it. It was like two flutes in one.
Oh yeah. Where is
Yeah,
that?
get that, Doc. And while Doc's looking for his flute, this is Baba Pearson in the background, chewing, enjoying, and we're going to bring you on in a minute, Doc. Baba Pearson.
No?
Yeah, yeah. No, that was that the flute?
Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
it.
Blow it, brother. Play. Ashe, aho. That sounds awesome. Man, we got the people putting in the comments already, bro. Doc, my grandfather died from JC Mike 84. My grandfather died of prostate cancer. So I figure I'm at risk. All right. We got also he also said how timely to find you live here today. Something great is calling me back to what I thought I had forever lost, fallen from grace. You're going to be all right, brother. You're going to be all right, sister. We got Madison, Wisconsin. Is that Wisconsin? I think it's with Philadelphia. So family, I don't know why everybody's slow. We almost like 30 folks up in here.
Thank you.
How important is it, Doc? Tell us, what is a prostate? Hold on. Oh, we're going to bring in Laji. We're going to bring in Baba Pearson. Okay. Laji, welcome. Baba Pearson, welcome. Talk to us. How important is prostate? What is a prostate?
I should be able to hear him now.
Prostate is an organ that's about this far up your anus. So if you stick your thumb, not that you should do that, if you stick the thumb, you'll be able to touch your prostate. Now, every time you poop, that's got to go right past your prostate. So if you're not chewing your food and you don't have enough fiber, then you're not massaging the prostate. And the reason why we have prostate is because we eat french fries and mashed potatoes and soft vegetables and don't eat broccoli and Brussels sprouts and cabbage. So we don't eat the crunchy, chewy veggies anymore. People from the Caribbean are more likely to eat the crunchy, chewy vegetables than other people. So
Thank you for that opening, Dr. Love, with the gong, the flutes, and I'd like to bring to the forefront the world famous Baba Roots Pearson. Welcome to Magnets, Crystals, Pyramids, brother.
Yes. It's
Good
truly
to
an
see you.
honor and a privilege to be here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We see you fine.
Oh, yes. I'm looking nice, too. I'm looking wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I really want to acknowledge the ancestors and acknowledge the presence of the ancestors because we stand on the shoulders of those that came before us. And I'd like to honor all of the ancestors that allow me to sit at their feet and listen to their wisdoms. So I am 79 young on the earth cycle. And I really appreciate love of being here because I spend quite a lot of time with Dr. Love and Hank Rising's son. And this is my 20th year in South Florida. And Dr. Love migrated down here. And so I see him from time to time. I'm truly honored to say to our family, especially our men, that we are truly honored species. I don't use the word blessed anymore. We are truly an honored species. We are a special type of humanity, humans, male energy, masculinity. And so what happened to us is that we got caught up in what they call colonialism after so-called enslavement. And we have a mindset, like we have a chip in our heads that we think we can just abuse ourselves because we've been abused. So there's some things that we have to start seriously looking at ourselves in the mirror, and don't look ourselves as abused people anymore, because we have to change that mindset.
Yeah. Okay.
Trying.
Hold your thought, Baba Roots. I also want to acknowledge my co-host, Baba Laji. Laji, welcome to the show. I'm glad you was able to come through.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
Peace,
do you have
y'all.
an opening prayer that you'll do real quick? Because I know you got on because you just landed your ship.
Yeah, I got to open the prayer. I'll do real quick. It won't be the ones I usually do, but I got to open the prayer. Love, mighty and present, great hosts of sitting ascended masters, great angelic hosts, great cosmic beings. We call upon your grace. We shed your light upon us. And we have a loving, empowering, intelligent, helpful session tonight. May we be in your love, light, and heart. Sadhguru Nanak Maharaj Ki Jai. Anuma Shivaya.
Right on, right on. So let it be spoken, so let it be done. Okay, let's get back to you, Doc. You described the first. I want to. Oh, I mean, I'm so excited. I got to calm down. I got to breathe, brother, breathe. They, Dr. Love and Baba Pearson have upcoming events. Doc, what is this that you have coming up? What is this here?
Okay, so there's some new tech in Chinese medicine that's been out for about a year or so, and most people don't know about it. In fact, most even acupuncturists don't know about it. So I wanted to use this opportunity to expose people to something called exosomes, peptides, and methylene blue. Now, these things have been out there for a while, but it's only been for kind of wealthy people, but now it's kind of drifted down to our level. So I want people to know exactly what exosomes are, what peptides are, and what methylene blue is, because it prevents dementia, it prevents COVID, and it increases the production of mitochondria. And mitochondria is actually the powerhouse of the cell. It gives you the energy. So in relationship to the prostate gland, which actually lubricates the penis, the interior of the penis, and is an antiseptic to the urethra. So what the prostate does is before you ejaculate, it puts an antiseptic fluid that cleans that out so no bacteria from your urine can actually get into the vagina. And then it lubricates the urethra so that the testicles that then ejaculate the sperm cells will have a nice, safe fluid to transport. So the prostate is pretty important.
Man, that sounds. I never heard I never heard such a description. That was pretty amazing. You ever heard anything like that, Laji?
I was just about to say, I never heard that. That was enlightening.
and we're this many years old and not having heard the truth before.
That's why we need you.
Yeah, that's it. And Baba Pearson, tell us what you know about prostate as an intro.
And the truth shall set you free. What I know about the prostate, that it is a very, very valuable system in the whole sexual system. The reproductive system also deals with the male and female energy. And so the process is used as a vehicle, as Dr. Love was explaining, to get a seminal fluid and ejaculation after, to make sure that that energy flows into the female organ in a very specific manner. But more than that, the prostate also holds things like selenium and zinc. And so every time a man is ejaculating, he also expels quite a lot of the resources that his body needs to maintain and sustain the energy down there. Another very important thing about the prostate and the whole sexual energy, the testicles and the penis, is that they're in a position where it's always very hot. So down in that area, men should stop wearing shorts and briefs. And because what's important is that by wearing those Western type clothing and having a zip in front of you and all of that kind of stuff, it restricts a lot of the energy. It destroys your sexual energy in terms of your what you call your sperm. And so men should very be cognizant and conscious of those realities and stop wearing shorts and briefs and things of that nature because it's inconsistent with how the body is supposed to be functioning physiologically. So the penis is supposed to be hanging down all the time and not supposed to be wrapped up in a piece of a cloth or something like that. In the ancient times, they
Ooh,
had loin cloths. So the
thank you.
loin cloths will allow the penis to hang down as you get chronologically older. It's supposed
Okay.
to increase its length.
Okay, hold that. This is hot. Dr. Love, can you build on that? Because I you know what? A woman told me get rid of my underwear. Used to have cotton briefs that used to squeeze up all my stuff all up, real tight. And she was like, get rid of those underwear. Dr. Love, could you tell us a little bit about the detrimental effect of wearing tight drawers?
Okay, so Barbara Pearson and I go way back, like 40 years. That's how far he and I go back. And New York is cold, cold. So the question is boxers or briefs? Now, when I got out of the military, I was told, don't wear briefs, only wear boxers. Let your, your junk hang low. Okay.
My jewels hang low, swing low.
Right. Let your jewels hang low. And so then I started sleeping in the nude when I was 21 years old. And I never wore PJs except when I went to my mother's house.
Wow. Wow. Oh, it's hot tonight. And I ain't wearing no drawers tonight. Let me tell you, I really feel the difference. Papa Pearson, what happens to men if they wear too tight underwear?
It's a form of restriction and constriction. So men have to be very cognizant of the fact that when you want to urinate and you have to go through layers of zippers and shorts to get to your friend so you can excrete the waste matter, by the time you do that year after year, year after year, you also creating issues in terms of your own flow. So men have to start making them free up themselves in terms of when they're dealing with that area, the lower than TM, and dealing with the sexual energy and also using that energy to have relationships with women. Because when you go with a woman and then you have 2-3 layers on, especially in the winter time, you just can't take it to the next level. So the ancestors would always suggest to us that before you have any intercourse or any stimulation with a woman, a man should seriously, mentally, physically, and emotionally prepare himself to meditation, exercise, and doing what he has to do to maintain and have that resources ready so he can sustain himself at least for an hour or two with a woman. And especially as you get chronologically older, that sexual energy should sustain and maintain, and he should stop ejaculating too often. And especially over 40 years old.
Okay, hold it, because this is a power. We could do a workshop on this because the young folks, the young brothers, I'm sure they're misfiring misfits that don't know how to hold back until the time is right to let that kundalini rise up and over the crown. Dr. Love, what's the connection with your baby face between excessive ejaculation and death?
Okay, so I have to explain the story. Why we have prostate problems. Now, if you were going to play basketball, would you sit down and eat a big meal?
Hell no.
You were going to run 2 miles, would you sit down and eat a big meal? If you were going to go roller skating, would you sit down and eat a big meal? So any type of physical exertion you would not fill up ahead of time. And anybody who's a sports enthusiast or who's been trained in sports knows you do not eat before the big game. You eat after the game.
Oh.
So let's assume that having sex with your significant other is the big game. Okay. So Friday night, Saturday night, you take your young lady out, you wine her, you dine her, you get an extra glass of wine, maybe a dessert, then you take her home. Then you want to do the wild thing. Now, where is all the blood after you eat dinner?
Wow.
It's in your stomach. It's up in the kitchen. And you want the blood to go down to the basement, to the furnace.
Want to go 95 South, Jack?
And then you're like, look, man, I really need you in the basement right now. And the blood is like, we up here in the kitchen, boss. We good. We don't need to go downtown. Like, no, I really need now. I need you to go down. Okay. But all the blood is up here. And now you're going to force the blood down into the basement. Now, that means that your dinner that you just had and your alcohol that you just had and your dessert is incompletely digested.
Wow.
And now you're forcing dirty blood into the prostate.
Wow.
Wow.
Whoa. Okay. Now, 19, 20, 21, you marry that young lady, 25, 30, 35, and now you've got a habit pattern. Every Saturday night, you take wifey out, dinner, go home, wild thing. Well, 10, 15 years down the road, you're going to have a prostate problem.
Wow. So this is hot. So we're gonna fluctuate between the two masters, Dr. Love and Baba Roots. Baba Roots, when a woman says, "Oh, why don't you come in me?" What do you tell her?
The reason why a woman would suggest for a man to come in her because she's wired to have a child, and she's not thinking that she doesn't want a child. So her wired state is saying that the man should ejaculate in her just like animals because without ejaculation, she's not going to get pregnant. And so unless they do some other manner of getting pregnant in vitro or something like that. But the fact remains that women want men to ejaculate inside of them, but they really don't want to have a child. It's just something that they're wired to say and to do. And men not having the knowledge, also the wisdom, because like I was alluding to earlier, during the period of what they call enslavement and so-called emancipation, and as Dr. Love was also alluding to the whole process of today, how men behave, is that most of the foods that men and women are eating today for the last 70 years is not producing the necessary energies so the man can sustain his strength and his energy in the sexual area of his body, also the women. So they end up having these issues like Dr. Love is talking about. They have low testosterone, they have low zinc count, low selenium count, and then they also have low sperm count because they're eating a lot of food that do not have the necessary nutritional value to build up the blood and build up the sperm count in the person's body. So women, at the same time, they themselves, they need to have at least 1 hour, some of them maybe shorter period of time to get stimulation because the man is always ready. And so the women takes a little bit more time to get ready. So because of, enslavement and so-called, what they call, white supremacy, decolonization process or colonization processes, men today just feel that they can have sex because of how they were doing it on the plantation. But men got become more cognizant and conscious of the fact that they're not here to just go around having sex with Tom, Dick, and Harry, even if it's with their wife every night, because that is no good for them in the long term, especially in this modern society. And like I was alluding to, the food that they're consuming. So men should start learning to stimulate women for at least a good 3/4 hour, and if they're going to enter into her. So that's a very vital for a man. By the time he get to that level, he'll be a lot more calmer more relaxed, and then be able to sustain and maintain his sexual relationship with his woman. And even if he wants to take the next level, like we taught by Matakshi and other people, he will be able to have a wonderful time with the woman without ejaculating and still have a fantastic time, because the man should make it his mission to please the woman, not just go and have an ejaculation, at least a good hour and a half.
Wow, that's powerful. Dr. Love, I see your fingers wiggling, brother. Talk to us.
Okay, so if you want to get somebody pregnant, you should ejaculate. If you don't want to get somebody pregnant, you don't ejaculate. Okay, I mean, it's just use a little bit of common sense, but that doesn't mean it's not your duty to please the booty. You still
bam.
Okay. Now, women have high anxiety. Is my butt too big? Is it too small? My breast too big? Are my breasts too small? My waist too big? My waist too small? Does my breath stink? My armpits stink? They're going through all these things, and they don't know that we don't care about none of that, because we're around that stink all day long, and it don't bother us. So they're like, oh, and like, just lie down, just lie down. Now,
you put the bass on him, Dr. Love. You put the bass on him, huh? Lie down, baby.
So we men have to stop thinking with the penis. All right? Stop thinking with the penis. Only think about pleasing your woman. Okay? Now, are we not supposed to enjoy ourselves? Of course we are. We're supposed to do that. But only after you bring them to that certain point. Okay?
That's powerful.
So it's your duty to please the booty. And whether you do it, so now, silly question, what is the ring finger? Okay, so let's go back a couple hundred years. Mostly people were farmers. We lived outdoors, we worked with our hands. We didn't have indoor running water. We didn't have basins and tubs and we didn't have all that. So we would literally have to clean our hands the best way we could. And the finger we used the least was the ring finger on the left hand. And that is the finger that you are supposed to use to stimulate the clitoris. So
what? Say that again. Hold on a second.
First of all, we didn't know about fingernails and dirt under the fingernails. We didn't know about that. So we didn't understand the cleanliness factor. But we did figure out through trial and error that this was the least used finger, which means it was the most sensitive finger. Okay, thank you for that. To penetrate the birth canal. Some people call it the vaginal canal. I call it the birth canal. And so you use that to manipulate the clitoris. So these are the two fingers that you are supposed to use, not these. Because these are dirty, because you use them and they're rough and you're a man and you're not sensitive. Okay? So these two fingers are the least used. And in Chinese medicine, this finger is connected to the heart.
Which one?
The little finger is connected to the heart, and the ring finger is connected to the pericardium, which is called the protector of the heart.
Wow.
This is Chinese medicine. So this is the finger that you want to stimulate. Okay. And now when it's nice and juicy, you could get two fingers in there. Okay. Maybe one, maybe two. But as Baba Pearson rightly said, it takes 30, 60, 90 minutes. Okay. And it is only after that they've had their orgasm that you then pull out your tool and have your
Stir.
fun. Right.
Okay.
And you stir the pot.
Okay, now we coming to you, Baba Roots. How long do you usually take to allow the goddess to stimulate? And what methods do you use, Baba Roots?
That's an awesome question. We should have some of those ancient relationships to answer that.
Say that again.
I said that's an awesome question. We should have some of those ancient relationships to answer that.
Oh,
So now I would do my best to speak for them.
yes.
So it depends on the person. Some females are more ready than others when it comes to the jade garden and stimulating for I that I learned from Montauk Chia and Jules Pukram and some of Dr. Africa's works is at the end of the spine, the tailbone going up to the neck. You do a gently rub from in between the split of the buttocks. You gently rub from inside there up. You can get a little bit of aloe vera or some oil, and you smoothly rub from there upwards. And they call these zones erogenous zones in between the thighs. You can gently rub or massage in between the thighs, and you can also between the anus and the vagina. There's another powerful spot there that can be stimulated also. And then most people know about the ears and the neckline and those different areas. And so what I think is that me personally, I like to start with the feet. You start with the feet and you massage the feet. Some women do not know that when you massage the big toe, you're massaging their head because the energy is in their head. And so you massage the big toe and it stimulates the head. So the man, you don't have to massage his big toe. He's always ready. He's like a fire hose, ready to out the fire. And he doesn't realize that he doesn't want to out the fire right away. He wants to hold on to that fire for at least if you don't want to go hour or a three-quarter of an hour or something, like go a half hour. The man should start learning to stimulate the woman's head by massaging the big toe, and that would be a good place to start. There's lots of things you can do with the big toe,
Thank
directly
you.
connected to the head, and so
Thank you.
that's what I would suggest.
Okay, now coming back to you, Dr. Love. Herbs that's healthy for good prostate and testosterone health. What herbs could the listening audience and the women who have husbands and boyfriends, what herbs should they explore, Doc?
Okay, so we, the community, think that if we take something, it's going to make us better, when in actuality, we have to stop taking something. So we have to stop with milk products. We have to stop with wheat. We have to stop with corn. We have to stop with heated oils. We have to stop with animal fat. There's
Okay.
nothing wrong with meat, but we can't have animal fat. And we have to stop with sugar, and we have to stop with salt. Now, if we go back in time, they talk about the land of milk and honey. So milk and honey was actually an aphrodisiac because it was rare that we would get milk or honey. But today, $4.99, you got a jar of honey, and I don't know how much milk costs, $3, $4 for milk. Anybody could get milk and honey, and we're already over consuming it. So that is our problem, is that we're already over consuming the good stuff. Okay. Now, as Baba Pearson rightly said, when you ejaculate frequently, you lose minerals. So that would be zinc, that would be magnesium. So there's a whole list of minerals that we would lose when you ejaculate frequently. Now, they didn't have health food stores until like 100 years ago. So the ancients would say, reserve your seed. And that's where the idea of semen retention comes from. So there's a lot of misinformation about semen retention. So if you'll allow me, I can dispel some of the incorrect information.
Testify, brother. Testify.
So semen retention doesn't mean not having sex. Semen retention means having sex and not ejaculating, having an ejaculation, having an orgasm without ejaculation. That is semen retention. Okay, so not having sex, oh, I'm practicing semen retention. I haven't had sex in 6 months. No, brother, that's not healthy. It's not healthy for you, not healthy for your hormones, not healthy for your prostate. And whoever you're dealing with, it ain't healthy for them either. So you should be having sex 2 to 3 times a week, but you should only be ejaculating depending upon your age. So at my age, I only ejaculate once a month. When I was 60, it was twice a month. When I was 50, it was 3 times a month. When I was 40, it was once a week. So you, depending upon your age, your condition, and how much you train, has to control your output. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't have sex 2 to 3 times a week.
That's very interesting. Thank you for that insight, Dr. Love. Baba Roots Pearson, can you build on that? Oh, hold it. Sorry, bro. I unmuted. Go ahead. Baba Pearson.
I can surely build on that because it's the process of climbing Jacob's ladder. Now, whatever your age, let's say you're 50 years old, you multiply it by 2 and you convert that to days. So that'd be like, if you're 50 years old, you should be ejaculating every 10 days, right? If you're 70, it'd be every 14 days. If you're 80, it'd be every 16 days. And so it's very critical that while you are ejaculating, like Dr. Love was alluding to earlier, is that you have to have the replacement. You have to have your supplements. If you don't have it in your food, you have to have your supplements. You have to have the food that is necessary to keep building back your sperm level. In this modern times in 2024, going back the last 20, 30 years, everything is GMO, modified chemicals, and even the utensils and things we cooking in the microwave. All of those things are not doing justice for male sexual energy. And so what I have here is the list of herbs that, my brother, Ham Christ's son, is quite aware of some of these herbs. So I want to call the names out, and anybody that wants these herbs or these products, they can just give me a call later on in the week. And I just called some of them out, but I'm not going to go into all the details. Like the cheney root, it deals with the blood, it deals with the inflammation, it deals with syphilis. The devil doer, it deals with infertility and virility. The granny backbone, it deals with infertility, lower back weakness, lower back pain, and affects the kidneys also. Locust bark, infertility, erection issues, erectile dysfunction, and things of that nature for males. Monkey ladder, infertility, erection issues, sarsaparilla hormones also deals with testosterone, male and female also. It's a blood purifier and a blood cleanser. This toru, T-U-R-U, fruit, lower back pain and things of that nature. So these herbs are not available in America. And there's a place in Brooklyn you can get some of them. And Brother Hank know of the place down there on Rogers Avenue.
On Rogers Avenue and Avenue D.
And if they want the tonics, I can provide them with some tonics also, and we can work something out later on. And plus, there's a variety of things that are also that is important that men continue to do to sustain and maintain the longevity. Is like foods that are like celery, foods in the category of beet juice, foods in the category of ginger, B complex liquid, those types of foods. So Sandra, ashwagandha, wild yam, is a variety of foods that's out there for men to use. But if they want more information, they can link up and we can share the information with them also to help them along the path. So, but
Thank
there's
you. Thank
another
you.
very, okay.
Just hold that. I know you're a library. That's why I wanted you to be on this show. Dr. Love, I want to come back to you. Tell us what herbs or what teas do you drink to maintain your baby face?
Well, number one is called DHEA, which is a precursor to testosterone. And then there's an African herb called maki, Makky, which you can get from a Nigerian website, which is also a form of testosterone. And then there's also the bark of a particular tree that I'm not going to say because everybody's going to call up and the price is going to go up. So you have to get to me privately to get that one. And then saw palmetto is another one. So my whole thing is qigong plus herbs. Now, there's many types of ginseng. So there's princess ginseng, there's Chinese ginseng, Korean ginseng, Indian ginseng, Tibetan ginseng. There's even an African ginseng, which we call baobab. There's Peruvian ginseng that we call black maca. So I use all of the ginseng. There's 9 ginsengs that I use. And I put that in a powder with cacao. So it's 50% cacao, and the rest is ginseng and 5 medicinal mushrooms.
That's amazing.
So, so all my patients that are over 65, they're a little sluggish. They take 2 teaspoons every night, 3 nights in a row. Then they call me in the next morning and they're like, yo, doc, can I get another couple of bottles of that? So I ship that all over the country.
Wow, that's amazing. You got classes coming up, Dr. Love and Baba Pearson. What classes what's cooking? What's cooking in the kitchen, Doc?
Well, Bob and I, like I said, we've been friends 40 years. I always support his 4 seasons detox. And as part of my medical practice, before I prescribe herbs, I have to change their diet. I can't put somebody on herbs that's been eating French fries and fried chicken and chicken fried steak. So I make everybody do a 14-day detox before they go on the Chinese herbs. So then I have a raw food, and I have to claim Baba Pearson is the one who taught me raw foods. So everything that I do with raw foods, I learned it from Baba Pearson.
Wow. And you got you got this beautiful flyer here, Dr. Love. What do you got going on here?
Okay. So exosomes are the precursor to stem cells. Now, everyone has stem cells. When you were born, in your umbilical cord, there were stem cells, okay? And the stem cells hang out in the bone marrow. Now, the bone marrow, if you get injured, if you get sick, if you get infection, what have you, the bone marrow tells the stem cells, go to work, repair the cells. But because of coffee, because of cigarettes, because of alcohol, because of lack of exercise, because of mental, emotional stress, we put the stem cells to sleep.
Wow.
And when we get sick, when we get injured, when we get an infection, the stem cells are like, Wait, what? I'm out the back door smoking a cigarette. You want me to what? No, man, you better find somebody else. So 5 years, 10 years, 15 years down the road, now we're running to the drugstore or we're running to the doctor, and now we're on all kinds of medications. So what exosomes do, no matter what medication you're on, the exosomes are on a search and destroy mission. So the exosomes go and find out, hey man, wake up, clean up the basketball court, clean up the tennis court, clean off the baseball diamond, clean it up. Let's go to work. So those exosomes are like magic. If you've ever seen that movie Limitless,
Yeah.
that's how you feel on exosomes.
Wow.
How you spell exosomes?
EXOSOMES.
Wow.
Exosomes.
Excellent. Baba Pearson, you got a program coming up. What's happening?
Yes, actually, we have this Saturday. Anyone in the Fort Lauderdale area, we'll be talking about the Four Season Project and seasonal eating. That would be Saturday, and the continuation will be Sunday, the 29th. We'll be doing the same thing in Broward County. We'll be doing it in Miami on the 28th Saturday. I'll be doing it in Fort Lauderdale on the 29th, which will be a Sunday from 12 noon to 6 in Broward. And in Miami, it's going to be from 1 to 6. And it's going to be talking about seasonal eating. And because your organs and glandular system, if you can take a picture of the flyer with your phone, or you can send it to the family, each season has specific organs and glandular systems that are associated with the season. For this particular season, we are be dealing with the lungs and also dealing with the intestines, the large intestines. So when the intestines is functioning optimally, and you having a what they call evacuation or a defecation, you should also get a stimulation through your prostate and your sexual energy. You should feel some stimulation. If you don't feel no stimulation inside there, because you clogged up. And so what's going to be happening is that we can encourage people to eat foods that would continuously build immune systems, protect the respiratory system, and also we'll suggest certain types of foods that should be eaten that would clean out the digestive system at the same time, especially the large intestines. So this is a crucial time for that, because as the winter manifests itself in the next 3 months, 4 or 5 months, what's going to be happening is that your body is going to start becoming constricted. You're not going to be able to have proper circulation. As Dr. Love was explaining to us about circulation, when the winter comes, you should be thinking about circulation. You should not be doing the things like he was speaking about, alcohol and eating certain kinds of food that will clog you up, your arteries, your capillaries, your vein. And if you also want to have sex in the wintertime we suggest without ejaculation, it's important that you also have your arteries and your capillaries functioning. You have proper circulation with things like ginger and cayenne pepper. So that's very vital and very important. And so it's something that we want to share with our people also. There's no other country in the world where people are having what they call a flu season. This only happens in America. So it's a fallacy. It's not real. So we have to get back to the brass tacks and the ways of our ancestors and eat and live the ways of our ancestors, because the Four Season Project are the ways of our ancestor. Modernity gave us farm food, industrialized food, supermarkets, and so on and so forth. The ways
Yeah.
of our ancestors,
Be
we only
mindful
eat
we
it
on
in the
YouTube,
season.
and I don't need another strike, brother. So we can't point fingers. We got to keep it generic. You got me?
Got you.
Yeah. Dr. Love, I want to come back to you because we're playing like information ping pong here. Doc, what is the connection with emotions and prostate health?
This is a heavy one. This is a heavy one, and nobody's gonna like the answer. The prostate has to do with respect and honor.
Wow.
So when your wife does not respect you, when your wife raises her voice at you, when your wife accuses you constantly of things that you didn't do, if your wife belittles you, all that affects your prostate.
So that the average man in America who has an American wife, white, black, Chinese, no matter if they raised here, they suffer in prostrate problems.
That is
Ooh.
correct.
This is it's on and popping now, boy. Ooh, you done started something, Doc. This
Yeah,
is a
you
fire
did.
starter.
Yeah, you
And
did.
what's the remedy that we can do to ourselves? How can we, like, what kind of internal smile or what would help?
Can I answer that? Can I answer that? Passport bros.
Um,
Oh, no, 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 no,
Not necessarily,
Passport bros.
because
no. Not that that's not a good idea, but that's not the answer. The answer is men's Kegels.
Men's what?
Kegels. Kegels. So that means there's in Qigong, there's a particular exercise called the root lock. Root, just like in yoga, the root. So you breathe in and breathe out. And with the breath held out, you squeeze the anal sphincter. And then you open and close it 10 times. And then you breathe in, you breathe out, hold the breath out, and then you open and close the anal sphincter 10 times. And you do that 8 times.
Kegels.
Men's Kegels. And then you do the second root lock, which is the abdominals. And you do the same thing. Breathe in, breathe out, hold the breath out, push the stomach out, pull the stomach in, push it out, pull it in, push it out, pull it in, and then take a breath. And then after you've done that 8 times, then you do them both together. You push out the anus, push out the stomach, and then pull them in. And then push them out and pull them in. And you do that. And every time you pee or poo, you do that. And after 100 days, you can repair your prostate.
very interesting. That's like one season. That's one season. And in Qigong, there's a connection with what is it about us per season for regeneration, Dr. Love?
Okay, so here's the fascinating thing. If we looked at a map of China, and we looked at a map of Africa, and we looked at a map of the southeastern United States, they're all in a straight line.
Interesting.
They're all in a straight line. So same longitude. Okay. Now, when the seasons change, your diet has to change. Because the food you eat on 4th of July is not the food you eat on Thanksgiving. And the food you eat at Christmas is not the food you eat at Easter. So if the diet changes, you have to do a cleansing program before you eat the new food. Now, the anal sphincter is connected to the rectum, and at the top of the rectum is called the sigmoid colon. And so when you do the root lock, you're getting both the anal sphincter and the sigmoid colon. And the muscles that you use to push the feces out is the same muscles that a woman uses to push the baby out.
Wow.
It's the same muscle group. And the same muscles that a man uses to thrust into his woman is the same muscles a woman uses to grab the jade stalk. So if women and men were using those muscle groups properly, then women would not have female issues. They would not have uterine issues. They would not have fibroid tumors. They would not have breast cancer. There would not be weight gain in the belly area. And the same thing for men. They wouldn't have prostate. They wouldn't have low testosterone. They wouldn't have low sexual energy. They would not have low stamina. So Qigong is the answer for both prostate and uterine issues.
Thank you. That's powerful. Baba Pearson, what kind of exercise do you do on a daily basis?
At this stage of the game, I'm 79 cycles on the earth. So I do exercise primarily to maintain my muscle mass, and definitely cardio exercise I do also. I do lymphatic exercise. I do exercise for my prostate. It's specific types of exercise for your prostate also, which is very vital and important, that from the Chinese and the Ayurvedic system that I have learned to do those exercises. And some of them is done in the yoga postures also, but there's some specific ways to do them. And anybody wants to learn this exercise, we can send them links so you can do this exercise. But it's something that very, very important that we have to also understand when it comes to dealing with male and female sexual energy and having relationships with men and women. If you married or if you common law or you just have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, there's no room having sex for anger. There's no room for anger when you're dealing with sexual energy. There's no room for anger from one relationship to the next relationship. Men cannot and women cannot carry forward, bring forth old relationships into the new relationships. Those things have a direct correlation to your reproductive system. The reproductive system deals with childbearing, it deals with sexual energy, it deals with money, it deals with relationships with men and women. And those emotions, if they're not processed and eliminated, they're gonna have direct effect on the reproductive system. If it's not cysts, if it's not fibroids, if some kind of infection, prostate issues, rectal issues. And so, in other words, men and women should not be angry about anything. If they can't get along with each other, they have to separate from each other. They should not live in anger. If they're married and they're divorcing, they should not live in anger. And they should not get caught up with issues of materialism and money, because all of those things have a direct correlation to the reproductive system.
Powerful words, brothers. Powerful words. We're coming up on the first hour. Dr. Love, what would you like to say? Do you want to keep going or you want to wrap it up so you could be with your sweetie?
Well, I think that I need to train people. Well, let me rephrase that. I think people need to request training in how to do the anal sphincter breathing so that they can heal their prostate and prevent the low self-esteem and the low sexual stamina. That's what the issue is.
Well, all your information is being scrolled on the bottom of the screen. While you was talking, I had your ticker tape information, including your 561 number as it's coming across the screen now.
There's
502.
502,
Okay.
right.
Okay, let me change that. Family, pardon. Let me put that right here. Ad banner 502. Let me put that up right now. Boom. Okay. And for the young men, this is the audience. Just to let you know, the audience is 70% men on average. What kind of advice would you, Dr. Love, give to young men who are listening now and in the future?
Okay. So when I was a kid, all we had was Playboy. And I mean, the really hardcore porn stuff wasn't available. Not that it didn't exist. It just wasn't available to us. Then 25, 30, then we got the hardcore. But the younger people, they can get to hardcore at 16. And the problem is that they deplete their energy, their sexual energy, and don't know how to communicate effectively with the females in their life. Now, females after the age of 21 actually start thinking like men. So females start thinking, he works out. He got tight pants. He got a haircut. And then they start thinking like the guys. So now you have women who are wanting to be feminine, but acting masculine. And then you have men, young men, who are not wanting to get shot down in the street, who out of self-protection are acting feminine. Whoa. So now we got some issues. And I don't know, Baba Pearson, you remember there was some song, the women act like the men and the men act like the woman. That was back in the 70s.
The Last Poets.
The Last Poets.
When it came time for the end, and when it came time for the end, the men would be like the women and women like the men, and all will dance in a hypnotic trance. I felt like it's so pathetic. It felt like that he went back in time to give the message of what's coming, what we're upon right now.
Wow.
And Bill Scott Heron, and yeah, it goes on and on. All this was predicted, but we didn't step up, and we didn't step to the youth, and we didn't establish our elder authority over the youth. So I'm wearing my gi. I'm in a health food store. There's a young brother at the cashier, and he says, what is that thing you wearing? I said, it's a martial arts gi. He said, man, you know, martial arts is bogus. I was like, oh, it is. Okay. So what makes it bogus? He said, you know what? If I had a beef with you, I just pull out my gun and I shoot you in the face. I said, oh, you would? I said, okay, where's your gun right now? Oh, it's at home. So I said, brother, come to my place. I'll teach you 2 moves. And I guarantee you, you won't pick up a gun again. You're going to learn how to do 5 punches in a second. Now, it might take you a year or 2 to get there, but if you can do 5 punches in a second, you don't need to carry a gun. So our youth are misapprehending because the police carry guns. And if you're a drug dealer or a stick-up artist, yeah, you got a gun. But I'm not carrying thousands of dollars. If you steal my wallet, I could stop the payment before you get to the bank. So there's no reason for young men in our community to be stick-up kids or aggressive towards anybody who lives in the community. But they do need to learn self-defense for self-respect. And
very well said.
Thinking about how to protect sisters. We need to be responsible for protecting all sisters. Now, I lived in Jamaica from 1990 to 1991. And what I learned was every sister that was 10 years older than you called her mother. And every sister that was 10 years younger than you called her daughter. So you immediately established a family relationship with total strangers.
That's how it is in Hawaii.
Peace, sister. Peace, daughter. Okay? And I took that back when I moved from Jamaica in 1991 after Butch Stewart rescued the economy. I left Jamaica, came to Miami, and I started calling everybody sister, brother, mother, and father, and click. I've just clicked into the whole community, and I'm a total stranger. But I established my connection. And that is what we need to teach the youth, Baba Pearson. We need to go into the high schools. We need to go into the middle schools. I'm not going to say churches because they got their own thing, but we need to speak to the community how to survive, how to live to be 100, how to make enough money to retire at 65. Okay? Because I'm an entrepreneur, Baba Pearson, an entrepreneur, Hunk is an entrepreneur. We made it without regular jobs. I had my last regular job, I was 24. So, hey, we figured out how to make it in this world, and we need to teach those skills. Spiritual entrepreneurship. Baba?
Take it, man. Take it, Baba Pearson. What herb do you recommend to be in the house to increase prosperity?
Wow. I would like to express that in a moment, because what Dr. Love was speaking of is that our young brothers and sisters, especially now going into the winter time, young men and young women should not be taking sexual energy for granted, because in these here times, there's no planning. They eventually might have a situation where a woman gets pregnant and then she doesn't want to have the child, and that's affecting our longevity and our future generation if she can have an abortion. So I think young men and young women should be more cognizant and conscious of their sexual energy and how they're going to interact with each other. I think they should spend more time talking to each other instead of just having sex with each other as a casual thing. And plus, if the man or the woman has a lot of negative energy from past relationships or personal relationships with their own family members or with a job, and they have a money issue, that's also is not very good to have a sexual energy with anyone if you also have issues in those areas. And so it's very important that we understand those processes. So now we're going into the winter season right now, and it's very important that we understand, like Dr. Love was alluding to earlier, is that you have to eat within the seasons. So this is the season right now where you should prepare yourself for the winter, and you should do primarily herbs. By the way, you can also link me up, and you can get the bitters and you can get the tonics, whatever you need, if you don't want to do it yourself. But we also want to share some information with you so you can also do some things to help yourself. The digestive system, you should start doing things like what they call psyllium husk, a lot of fibrous food, a lot of wild rice, uh, what they call black rice, things like quinoa, some beans in between, a lot of grains like broccoli, rabe, broccoli, and things of those nature. Those types of food you should start eating a lot of right now, because we teach seasonal eating. So I want to stress that this is the autumn, and those are the types of foods that start cleaning out your colon, because when it gets colder, things become constricted, like things freeze over. You want to have proper circulation. So this is the time for a lot of ginger, a lot of garlic, a lot of cayenne pepper. This is time for our people to start using foods that clean out the blood, the liver, the kidneys. You got sarsaparilla, also good for sexual energy. You got burdock, you have dandelion, and you can also use the herbs also, which is the roots and the actual herbs. And the foods also that you should be doing also more often now is like the different nuts, the raw nuts. You can soak them, you can make different types of smoothies with them. We definitely will suggest the sea moss, some people call the Irish moss. That would be very crucial to do that along with things like moringa. And for the lungs, we suggest there's a herb, we call it Suriname cherry, but it's Suriname cherry leaves. That's very, very good for the respiratory system. There's another one called daisy, very, very good for the respiratory system. Then locally, you get the mullein, you get the horhong, you get the marshmallow, and all of those are very good for the respiratory system. Along with those herbs, you can also add some clove and some cinnamon to those herbs also, and when you're making the teas with them. For more details, link me and we can share more information concerning those sorts. Prepare yourself for the winter. Love yourselves and love each other. Have a great life with each other. And let's keep supporting each other like Dr. Love suggested. We can also arrange something with Brother Hank so we can have a session. People can come down here in the spring and we can do a great job. If you feel too cold over there in December and January, call us up. You can come down for a couple of days and do a detox. Just prepare your budget for that process.
Yeah. Thank you. So I got one more question and then we're going to wrap it up. Dr. Love, is there a connection here in America between anger and prostate problems?
Yes. Yes, there's definitely a problem between anger and prostate. So there is, when you're angry, you feel your anal sphincter tighten up. All right. When you're about to go into battle, everything tightens up below your waist. Okay. Now, if somebody is constantly poking you, as I said, disrespecting you, belittling you, demeaning you, if somebody's doing that all day long, that's not a one-shot thing, right? It's not a one-shot deal. This is consistent. Okay. You're gonna have a prostate problem.
Wow.
So if you're married, if you're married in America, it's like they're training the woman to be that way. And so how do you combat that?
Okay, so obviously you cannot verbally combat that. Obviously, you cannot physically combat that. So what you have to do is take a step back and reclaim your power. So that would be a weekend, that would be a week retreat, that would be taking a break, time off, vision quest, climb a mountain, kayaking, do something to restore your self-esteem. And when you do that, then you can go back with equal footing as opposed to somebody coming down at you.
Very interesting. What I have found, Dr. Love, Baba Pearson, Laji, is wearing a crystal, just a simple clear crystal. I have found that it helps to harmonize my internal, because everything is a dream. So I have my own internal highs and lows, and the symmetry of the crystal helps to bring about the healing internally so that my surroundings is a reflection of my internal harmony or disharmony. So often we look at a situation that is external, and I appreciate how you said that, Dr. Love. Take it internal. When was the last time we smiled into our hearts and thanked our hearts for continuously beating day and night, awake or sleep? And when was the last time we thanked our eyes and our minds? And when was the last time, my brothers, that you thanked your crystal spheres in your loins for being so vital? So we externalize too much of our attention to the outside versus the inside. And I actually do muscle testing to see what my organs health is, to see, is this organ happy, especially kidneys.
Yeah.
So, we could keep going on, but I want to thank you, Dr. Love. I want to thank you, Baba Roots Pearson. I want to thank you, Laji. And this was a great show. We should probably do a follow-up when Dr. Love and Baba, whenever y'all ready, we should do it again, because I don't hear enough conversation about prostate. I don't hear enough conversation about releasing the spell of loving to hate and hating to love.
Yeah. So how can I love another person if I don't love myself?
That's
So
great.
we have, first of all, we have to learn how to love ourselves.
Yes.
Then we can love others.
Yeah.
You know, sistren were not taught how to love themselves. And I'm not talking about hair and makeup and eyelashes and pretty dresses. And that's not loving yourself. That's just beautifying yourself. Loving yourself is being kind to yourself. It's going to bed on time. It's eating properly. It's getting massages so that you are able to massage him. Okay? So women have it twisted. What are you doing for me? What are you doing for me? You didn't take me out. You didn't buy me a present. You didn't take me there. Why are you going? Wow. In my world, the women are supposed to cater to the men because your bills are paid. I buy the groceries. I chauffeur you around. Okay? And brothers, if you're not chauffeuring your woman, if you're not buying the groceries, if you're not paying the bills, then you don't have a leg to stand on.
You got that right.
Hank, can I make a statement in the last?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
I was teaching a class in a Toastmasters class to bring what you just said, Dr. Love, to an understanding. And I'm actually my son to do a little video on this.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling them, women are hardwired. I mean, it is in their DNA, and it don't matter if they're in New York City or Borneo. If you're with a woman and you do not protect her, say that something comes about that you're attacked by somebody and you run and leave her or any such situation, she is hardwired to leave you. Whatever love or respect she had, it is gone. It is gone. That being the case, and we as brothers, we know that. We know that. It's almost automatic, right? But what that means is your life is on the line to be with any woman that you want at any time. And you don't know when that time will arise. But that's why they love that bad boy. But here's the deal. That being the case, that your life is on the line at any given moment to be with any woman, no matter what time in that relationship, first day, last, it don't matter. What does she owe you for that? Where is the quid pro quo for that alone? And this is one of the things I noticed put women in deep check. If I don't protect you, my relationship with you is completely over. That being the case, what are you now bringing to the table? Because that's the first thing I bring to the table.
You know, now you're getting ready to go into. We're going to do a show, and we're going to have the program about what you just said, because women in America was failed by their mothers. Men in America was failed by their fathers.
Some of us.
So they don't have a measuring stick. But this is, you know, we're going to do another show in the near future, and this is some powerful. This is like a forum talking about circumstances. Baba Pearson, any words of wisdom you want to share?
Yes, like you were saying, that it's a beautiful conversation. But I'd like to say to the younger generation, it's very important that men and women, if they want to have relationships with each other, they should at least take 6 months before they think about anything seriously to getting involved with each other intimately, because men come with their own personal issues and women come with their own personal issues. Instead of getting into anything too seriously sexually, they should start to check each other out, because today our people still have a lot of emotional and psychological issues. Our people still need decolonializing, because we still have going around a lot of colonial mentality in the religions and in the food consumption and things of that nature. And the reason why a lot of men and women are not getting along together today, because they take each other for granted and they use sex as a situation like, I'm in love. Sex is not love. Sex is sex and love is love. So if you want to use the word love, that means that you have to spend more time with the naturals, with nature, with the elements, and instead of just jumping in the bed with each other and it doesn't last, And especially if the man is not up to taking care of the woman's needs sexually, she's not going to want to deal with him long term also. So it's very crucial that young people today spend more time talking to each other and forget about what you call Halloween and Valentine's Day and those types of situations, and spend more time reasoning and talking to each other and learning to have black love.
Now, one more question before that's very good, Baba Pearson. What can Dr. Love, coming back to you, what kind of nuts can a woman prepare for her husband or boyfriend if he has prostate issues or he come too quick? What kind of nuts and fruit would you recommend she prepare to change that short stature man to a god?
First thing is walnuts and dates. Second thing is hummus. Third thing is Brazil nuts and acai. And the last thing is watermelon and blueberries.
Wow.
I'd like to say something too. Dr. Montague Chia, as I guess all of us have taken course with him because he was in Chinatown in New York. You know, he got a technique in his books. In 2 weeks, you have, with a little bit of practice, not even all day, in 2 weeks, you'll have total control of your ejaculation. Another thing too, if you're not with the right woman, you don't want to give her that. You don't want to give her that that minimum half hour or 45 minutes. So she's just, and she ain't right. You like, you know what? Wham bam, no thank you, man.
Yeah, well, there's a flip side to that. She gets your signature and then she cusses you out and you wonder why you can't make no money.
What do you mean get your signature?
Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. It ain't over because she's tuned into your 107.5. And she says, that low life mofo got me all emotional over the flow. And then she's sending that frequency to you, you not being aware that you left a piece of your concentrated blood with the woman, and she's cursing that concentration of your liquid crystal because your monkey mind said wham bam thank you ma'am, and you thought that connection is over.
Don't leave that piece with her. That's why I brought up the idea of the techniques that Montague Chia gives you. Don't leave that with. In fact, we know better. You can see the type of woman that's good and not. Don't get involved with them. Don't use sex as look. There's an institution that's been around for a very, very, no matter of fact, they say it's the best institution, or rather the oldest institution. That is far better to go with them girls that's in business for that than going out with some girl that don't know what she's doing. She might be a good girl, she might be a hoe, but you should be going with the call girls. Quality call girls is all you want to do is bust a nut. They treat you nice. They deal with you and said that's an institution that's been brought down and should be elevated to where it was initially. And then you're not messing with somebody's daughter who don't know what the hell she's doing, and you a bad boy, and I love him because you a bad boy and don't know better, and she might have been raped and she want to be with a bad Negro. She want to be somebody you ain't gonna mess with me. And a lot of that is coming from that. So you go to an institution that should be exalted, a clean call girl institution where you could go. In fact, that girl gonna teach the average guy how to have sex. Because we don't want to say we don't know nothing. We think because we got a penis, we automatically a gorilla or bad Leroy Brown. The truth is, the matter is, the average man learn what little they know about sex from a woman.
Hey,
What I would like to say about
hold, Baba, hold on. Look how when we started talking about nuts, look how this opened up. Go ahead, Baba Pearson.
There's something that's very, very crucial that I think we should really think very seriously about as we live our lives on this earth, because we are biogenetically linked. Like Dr. Love was alluding to his business, spend some time in Jamaica and coming here and calling people aunties and cousins and sisters. We are biogenetically linked. And this is not just a one, it's 4 men are speaking here right now, but women have a role to play also in terms of dealing with men. Women should not just be giving themselves to any kind of man out there. women should be very conscious of the men they wanted to enter into their bodies, because there's a lot of men how they come with a lot of negative energy also, and those men are not prepared to deal with a woman of a higher caliber and with positive energy also. And so it's a two-way street, and we all have to be very conscious and cognizant and aware of that situation, how we deal with ourselves and deal with the opposite sex, both men and women.
You know, the people from Nibiru, the alien people that Dr. Sitchin, Zachariah Sitchin talk in his book. Now, of course, we don't subscribe to that, but they said you do not deflower a virgin unless you plan to marry her. And they had that institution of the call girls that were clean. That my purpose is this. In the heavenly realms, they call them nymphs. Nymphs. Their purpose is that. Their whole purpose is that. They don't want to have children. They have that mentality of this. I'm here to pleasure man, and that's what I do. And there's great stories about these heavenly nymphs. You know, it's like we got out of order with the order of nature. You know, we got out of order. We got to get back in the order of nature. Because one thing we know, and if you don't know it, you're going to learn right now. Go against nature and see who's going to win.
Yeah, we can go on and on. I want to thank you again, Dr. Love. I want to post your flyer. Dr. Love's program is up
This
and coming.
Saturday night from 7 to 9. I don't know who's local, who's not local. We're going to post the highlights, but you can always reach me by phone. You can get a telemedicine consult. I have a national reach. You could be in New York, Chicago, LA, or Oakland, and I can have the exosomes delivered to you. I can have the peptides delivered to you. That's how powerful Dr. Love's connections are.
Thank you, Doc. And Baba Pearson, we're going to put up your flyer and your banner and your phone number right here. Hold on. What's your closing words, my brother?
I'm a servant of the people, and I'm here to serve. And whenever you all need me, I'm here to serve you. You have my number. Call me. 10 minutes, free. You want to do a consultation, there's a cost.
Okay, thank you. And I want to say in closing, this edible orgone is fascinating, limited only by your imagination. I'm putting it up because I'm having a good time here having edible orgone. Go and read the testimonies at this website, family, and also drink your Kinkaliba tea throughout the day. Throughout the day. It's better to have tea and no food than food and no tea. These are the various benefits. This is a herb from Africa. And I like drinking it with Gayusa combined 50-50. You can go and find the documented benefits of Kinkaliba tea at kinkaliba.net. Laji, how's your Kinkaliba drinking coming along?
I got to make it. I don't have as much stuff here where I'm at right now, but soon I'll be making my my batch. I'm gonna make a 5-gallon batch like we had at the meeting of the masters, and start drinking. I'm basically doing the white powder, and the white powder is just off the hook. And I'm doing these, man. I'm telling you, Hank, man, it's really giving me another kind of consciousness. Some of the things that we do that we're not aware of, you know, little things, or we think they might be little, but they're really big. Criticism, condemnation, judgment, blame, not speaking sweetly, you know, all this kind of thing. This wearing this is really making me say, well, now why did you say that? You know, why did you open your mouth to unleash the power of the spoken word? Why did you know that? Why aren't you watching yourself like you should? That wearing this is really giving me some, you know, I ain't kidding you. This is giving me like a consciousness to say, what you doing? I mean, you know better, and you still gonna do that? You're gonna take it for granted? You're gonna let it slip? So, you know, it's really putting something in the brain cap as well as the heart. You know, as I move to and fro and say, you know, you could have been a little sweeter with that. You know, or you know what? You could not drink at all.
I want to thank everyone who has orders with me, and they've been very patient. It is not in vain. Uh, I'm always downloading to make things better. I got to show y'all what the latest is. This is from meditation and seminal circulation, family. The more you let your seminal liquid crystal, my brothers, circulate, the higher your frequency rises so that you can communicate with celestial beings. So that this is let me go full screen. And I gotta send one to you, Doc, and Baba Pearson. This family is acacia wood and 24 karat gold. And on this side is sacred geometry. And this nipple is an amplifier of orgone energy. Now, this nipple, this dome, semi-dome, is amplifying this entire disc. And I am putting together these for people who've had orders and they've been patient. I'm going to be gifting them with this pendant that when you hold it, you can feel a cloud of electrical energy around it.
Wow.
And yo, I love being in the lab, Doc. I'm the I call my place the crystal gun shop because this is what if you don't have a pistol, you better have a crystal. But because we got so much stuff going on, I just been slow in the preparation because I wanted to get the inner revelation, like pushing the limits. Like, how do you make it stronger? How could it help to recharge the body? So that's why I'm sharing with you guys and ladies, if you want to keep your sisters sitting up firm and upright, go read the testimonies about why power supplement. Go read the testimonies. This is where you can order, but I dare you to read the testimonies first. I dare you.
There's a lot of testimonies there.
And there's a lot of testimonies. And, I would say the creator of this is a sorcerer. I'm going to say he's a health sorcerer. And with that being said, you agree?
Yeah. I mean, I call him a wizard, though.
Yeah, all right. Wizard, sorcerer. He's up there in that octave.
Yeah.
So again, Dr. Love, I want to thank you. Dr. Love?
Yes.
Yes. Wake up. Time to go. It's time to go to bed. Dr. Baba Roots Pearson, hey, tell me if you recognize this, bruh, because I got a bag of it. I have a drink in the refrigerator. Capadula, monkey ladder, devil doer, granny back, locust bark, Bacchus on Rogers and Avenue D. So the Capadula, brothers, if you drink enough of it, you'll become iron. But if you drink too much, you just won't go down. And they got to bleed you out to bring you back to the ground.
Whoa.
What is
And
this?
with the crystals too, you'll be a master of your own destiny.
Baba Pearson knows. Tell him about Capadula.
Yeah,
Baba
and with the
Pearson.
crystals. You're adding the crystals to it too. You put them pendants on, you'll be charged up.
Yeah.
Capadula?
Yeah, baby.
They can call us for Capadula. We ship it to them. We call it the GT Man Tonic. The women can order it for the men. If the women don't know how to feed the men, they can call Baba Pearson. I'll teach them how to feed the men and make the tonics for the men. They can just buy the tonic. I will ship it to them.
You know what? Dr. Love, I hope you have a class to teach women how to feed the men. Because, look, a lot of brothers that got wives that didn't know what to do, those brothers are gone, and they're famous names that we all have heard before, and their wives, they didn't know how to prepare the tea for them. They didn't know how to prepare the food for them.
Mm-hmm.
Like a Chinese woman knows to go get a virgin chicken so that her husband eats a virgin chicken, so that he doesn't have a devitalized chicken that was fattening up all the hens because he was the chicken.
Yeah.
That,
Our women have actually been trained to feel like if they serve us, they're being a slave, but we should serve them.
well, that's part of the depopulation agenda.
Yeah.
So, and it's going quite well because all the other agendas, folks just lined up hand over fist and said, well, I guess I'll just follow my, you know. So we can keep going on, but I want to wrap it up. Thank you, Dr. Love. Thank you, Baba Pearson. Thank you, Brother Laji. We are out.